Hi there, folks. Simon here. This is another special tiebreaker blitz match in the semifinals. This time, Sephira versus Vogopolis. We saw that they split their games in their regularly length games for these semifinals. So now we're having to go to this blitz tiebreaker to see who makes it into the finals. We saw Vogopolis take the win as white, and then Sephira take the win as white in a very commanding game. And now we're going to check it out and see how they do under time pressure in these blitz tiebreaker matches of this August 2022 beginner tack tournament. So without any further ado, let's jump right in to game one. Game one, Vogopolis in white, Sephira in black. We see A1 right off the bat here. And will we see opposite or adjacent corners? Adjacent corners here. Sephira is the one who likes to, or no, Vogopolis is the one who likes to play opposite corners, I think. So we see Vogopolis going for his opening again, playing right off here diagonally. Black dropping that early capstone. I think that's going to be really important here, and it's going to be a really strong play. Specifically for blitz also, that early capstone is very strong. White just continuing to play off here to the side, wanting to make that first tack threat and force black to make some captures. Black saying, all right, fine, you can keep going for that horizontal. I know I've got the capstone here to come down and cut you off, so I'm going to start building for this vertical because I know that's where I'm going to go in the future. I think that's a really smart play here to switch gears, allow white to keep going for that, then black can just bring that capstone straight down and interrupt the whole thing and go for their own deal. I think that was a smart play here. Now, black, are you going to play up at D5 and just continue this vertical line? No, going to play down at D1. Okay. I see that, wanting to bring that capstone right and make that connection here. White dropping that capstone, ready to cut off black's vertical threat now with their own capstone. And I think this is a pretty solid position here for white. The reason I say that is because white can, for example, bring this to the right. White can then place at B3 and come down, throwing that capstone down, making that horizontal connection here. Black was going for the horizontal, continuing on, making the connection here off to the side. White playing up at D5. I think they probably wanted to play at D1 instead because black probably wants to play at D1. Nope, coming down with the capture onto D2. Potentially hoping to capture down with E2 next. Yeah, making that very direct tack threat. Now I think we're going to see black play at E3. Yep, that's exactly what happens here. White probably wants to make some sort of capture. Nope, gonna be placing another flat. I don't know, this is looking pretty good for black, but it can all fold away very quickly because this is blitz and mistakes are a whole lot more common in blitz games. And so now we see black making this capture. White can come right and capture onto this, and then force black to come up and recapture without being able to make that tack threat on the following turn. I think that's a pretty solid play here. White instead capturing down. Black probably going to capture left here onto D2, potentially with the capstone also. That is a possibility, but if he does that, or she does that, I'm not sure actually. If they do that, then white is going to be able to drop a wall there. So that's why they went with the flat capture. But now I think white wants to drop a wall here or here because that gives them the opportunity to capture onto either of these no matter what black does. And that way they can recover those captives in a really strong way. Black, instead of just dropping a flat down here, black going to capture, smash that. Now they've got this horizontal tack threat and in this direction, just spreading this capstone stack to the right over here all the way to F2. White's got to stop that, and they could do that with any of these three flat stones coming down, capturing, or dropping a wall here at E2. Comes down, makes the capture. This is where black captures back. White probably wants to drop another wall here. If not a wall, potentially bringing that capstone down onto their own piece at c3, able to then spread that down to the bottom. Black probably not wanting to smash this. They would leave this big stack here. It wouldn't cause them to lose immediately, but it would be potentially problematic here. Black instead placing at f3. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. Black is hoping to set this up, placing here at d4 probably, or maybe even here at e2, either of those, and wanting that wall to come down onto c1 and capture, so they can then spread that capstone stack to the left and go for the road. That's what they've got going on right here. White is going to take this wall stack and spread it left and make that positive flat count differential move over there and cut off that road threat. But white does have less than a minute left on the clock, so black is definitely playing a quicker game here. Again, they do have 3 minutes on the clock with a 5-second increment, meaning they get 5 seconds added to their time after every turn. Vogopolis down to 30 seconds left. I still think that spread to the left is the right move here. Doesn't go for that. Instead, brings that wall up. Now, I like that move also because while it gives black the opportunity to smash it if he wants to, white can build up for this vertical. And currently, it's not too bad of a position. Black now building down below here, ready to go for any sort of vertical or horizontal threat. Either of those would work out well. White making the threat here, I believe. Let's make the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces here. Okay. So black can bring these top ones up. Drop black, black, black. So white is now making attack threat. Black captures left to stop it. White can renew by placing here at b1, or it can capture down with the wall to renew. Does go for the placement. I think that's the smarter move here. Because if black captures right to interrupt, white just places again at a1. Black does have the opportunity to take this stack and throw it to the left and interrupt that way as well. White can now take that partly across. But now, black cannot smash this wall. If black makes the smash on that wall, that would lead to a road for white. So black's got to capture upwards with this flat here or toss this left. I think tossing this left is the better play. But white has 10 seconds left on the clock. Still makes the road if he does it in time. He didn't see it. He didn't see that he had the road. He had the win. If he just moved this wall stack down, he would have taken the win. But missed it because of the lack of time. Had 10 seconds on the clock. Made it down to 5 before time ran out yet again. He still has the option, though. Black has not cut that off. White can bring this wall down to make the road. Doesn't see it still. Instead, cutting off that threat. But black still has a road. Black has the ability to make a road here by throwing this stack upwards and spreading. Doesn't see their threat either. So black misses their threat. Well, white drops another wall. Black still has the ability to make this road. White still has the ability to make this road. Both players have had the ability to make a road for the past 3 turns. But, oh, black finally saw it, took the win. Oh, man. I'm sure Vogopolis is kicking himself, well, once he sees that that he had the win available to him for the past few turns. And wow. Yeah, but Blitz, I mean, that's what you expect when you when you play Blitz. You're gonna miss threats. It's gonna happen. You're not gonna see them all. All right, and here we go with game 2. Sephira in white and Vogopolis in black. if Sephira does take this game, she will go on to the finals. If not, we'll play another round of Blitz games. That would be 2 more Blitz games. And Sephira is potentially more practiced in Blitz games because she did have those 6 Blitz games against Alexris to get into these semifinals. So a little bit more practice into this low time limit game, which it definitely changes how you think about this and what kind of moves you do play. I think at this point, White wants to bring that capstone up onto D3. That's going to be the best move because it keeps Black from bringing that capstone into their business. But coming down below is smart also because then White can shift gears to be playing for this horizontal threat. So I think if I'm White, I'm going to be playing here at B1 now. I wouldn't play at B2. I would play at B1. B1 still works. But I would give White as having the advantage right now. White making the tack threat. This is going to require capture here or here in order to stop it, because White has the opportunity to drop at E1 or at F2 to make this road. Okay, Black making the capture down. White could place a flat here at A2 to recapture. Does have to beware. Whatever they do, Black can place up at C6, and that would be a tack threat, because throwing this all the way over to C1 could complete a road. However, White capturing down now makes it very strong. Okay, Black drop on that wall here. That's a really strong wall. Being able to capture onto B1 would be really, really powerful, because it would not only be recovering that captive, but it would allow Black to spread that to the right and continue this vertical threat here. And so I think that's a really strong move. White then plays up at C6, making that vertical threat, but Black captures left, cutting off the vertical threat and making their own. So Black does have a threat here. Throwing A1 all the way to C1 would be a road. Now, whether or not Black sees that, we don't know, because we did see them missing roads, both players missing roads in the previous game. They aren't quite so low on time. We do see Sephira just below 2 minutes here on the clock, and Vogopolis down below 2.5 minutes on the clock. Okay, Black coming, dropping another flat here. White protecting that stack with a wall. So White did protect against that that threat there. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. All right, so we see White coming up with that wall stack, Black coming up with the capstone, renewing that road threat now. So this is a road threat. We do see there's a flat on D6. White didn't see it. Will Black see the threat? Black did not see their own road. So Black could have thrown A1 all the way to C1 and taken that for the win. Did not make that. Instead, White made a threat. Black now has another threat by taking this B2 or B1 stack and doing 3B1, right 1, 2. And that would be a road here. So White's got to stop that. Doesn't do that. Does Black see this road now? 3B1, right 1, 2. If Black sees it, Black doesn't see it. Instead, placing. Black has had the win here for 2 turns. No longer has a road threat. Black missing these roads it's got to be really tough after this this game to deal with that. That's for sure. All right, so we're gonna see probably a capture over here with D4 coming left. I think that's gonna be the play for White. Wait, Black has the road again. So White came down. Black still had the road, didn't make the road again. Could have moved the wall stack either way, and it would have been a road. Didn't do it. Black instead placed to try to go for a horizontal road, but white cut that off. Black renewed. This is now a vertical tack threat and a horizontal tack threat at the same time. And white placed the wall, and black finally did see that drawbridge move with the wall. So that is splitting both games. Both players won as black, meaning that we will be going on to a second tiebreaker match between these two players. All right, here we go with game 3 of the Blitz tiebreakers with Vogopolis and Sephira. Vogopolis in white, Sephira in black. We saw they split the previous 2 games. Now let's see if they split yet again. This is the first of this match, so this particular game isn't all deciding, but it is a stepping stone on the way to the finals. White dropping that capstone to match black's capstone, trying to get in some aggressive play. Both players here. Black bringing that capstone over, white bringing the capstone over. I would say white here has a better position. That's due to a few factors, but mainly that white ends up with a hard capstone. Black does not. So white's got that hard capstone that is very, very powerful. It's a really good good piece position right there, able to make smashes and retain threats. It's a really strong formation. So black building over here, going for this horizontal line. White still working on the vertical, even though we got this capstone right here. But now white's trying to cut off black's horizontal line. And I think white should probably just start to try and play for their own horizontal here. They could be playing at F2 or F3, going for the horizontal in that way. Yeah, any of those work just fine. Black building across. White playing over here at F2. Black making the tack threat. Will white spread up? Does spread up with the capstone. White does have a tack threat here. Placing at D3 or capturing left with F4 would be a road. So black's got to stop that. Black can stop that by throwing upwards onto D4 or capturing right onto E2. D4 is kind of cool. Oh, missed it. White can take F4 left and take the win, and that's exactly what they do. Vogopolis wins game 1. That's just 14 moves. That was a quick one. So if Vogopolis does win game 2 of this matchup as black, he will move on to the finals. But Sephira, as we've seen, could definitely split this, win as white on the next game, and push this to a third set of Blitz tiebreakers. So here we go with game 4. We've already played the first few moves. This is game 4 of the Blitz tiebreakers of the August 2022 Beginner Attack Tournament. They are wasting no time. White's got that early capstone. It's a good position. Black dropping the capstone in a pretty good spot also. I would have expected white to bring D3 left to isolate that black capstone, but that's not what happened here. Instead, white just continuing to play, going directly for this vertical threat. I do want to see D3 left at some point, though. But coming right with B3 just gives black's capstone an opportunity to get into the mix of things and to really mess them up. And I think that the D3 left, while it wouldn't have been as good momentum-wise, it would have been better overall. But here we see white continuing to build for this horizontal line. Trying to make that connection over here at E1, but also working for the vertical at the same time. I think that's really smart. You definitely want to be working multiple directions and being able to switch back and forth, go for 2 of them at once, that sort of thing. It's a good way to maintain momentum and to keep your opponent off guard. We see e1 being played here, continuing to go for this horizontal line. If I'm black, I want to capture onto c3 with my capstone, recover that captive, and be able to make some positive flat count differential moves with it. Positive flat count differential moves, we talk about FCD, or flat count differential, in the FCD, or flat count differential video of TAC University. White just playing over there along the bottom left. Okay, playing at c1, just going to continue along on the bottom line here. We're probably going to see an a4 minus if I've gotten used to White's play style so far. a4 minus would make sense, but instead the capstone comes down, which is a much better play, in my opinion, a much better play. In fact, I really like on the following turn for White to bring this whole capstone stack down, do 3c3 minus 1-2 to make a threat. I think 3c3 minus 1-2 is really strong. The only thing that Black would be able to do is toss their own capstone down onto d1 to stop it. So I think that would be a really solid move. But now Black here has to defend against this tack threat. And their only move, I believe, is to throw this... No, it's to capture over here. They can capture here at b3, but they can still throw the capstone down to d1 as well. And if I'm White, I might want to throw this capstone all the way down again, like I said. 3c3 minus 1-2. Or I could bring the whole stack left as well. I've got the hard capstone, so I want to keep that. Could also bring d2 left. That would work. Goes for the d2 left. Now this, I might see the whole stack come down. Or that same move as before, 3c3 minus 1-2. Three c3 minus 1-2 is great because it does force this capstone to be thrown down. And now that this stack is here... Oh, and see, this isn't even a attack threat. Had a couple options for attack threat, didn't go for that one. The reason for this coming down all the way here is because Black would be forced to move this capstone down. It's the only move they would have to stop it. And then that would allow a flat here to recapture this big stack and be able to spread left or up and keep going with that. And so I think that's why that move is particularly strong in that move and in the previous 3 turns or so. All right, we see Black playing at d2. White capturing left onto this b3 position. If I'm Black, I want this stack at b3 and I want to throw my capstone on it. Instead, he brings that all the way down. I don't even think that was necessary. It wasn't necessary. He could have thrown it to the left here. But he brings it down. White continues to make the threat. Black can spread this across to the right or cut off that way. Black seems a little panicked here. I can see White probably thinking of taking this stack and spreading it down onto b1. What that would do is it would create a attack threat for White smashing here for the road. That's what they do. They come down. Capturing left with this wall is really tempting, and it would definitely be a viable move here. Now if White drops a flat at c1, that's fine for Black. Black can spread this all the way across and basically kill everything that White has been going for this whole game. then white would need to shift gears and worry about this stuff up here in the horizontal direction. This is not attack threat for white, but it does keep black from making that really strong spread move, which is a good play here. White could have just taken the top 2 flats down, and that would have been attack threat and stopped the spread. So instead we see black plays... Okay, C1 left. Yeah, okay, so that's all that's been played. I do think that just the top 2, so 2C2 minus would have been the play. Leave behind the white flat to maintain that threat. Black not making a threat here, but can shortly. White. Okay, white dropping a wall there makes sense. They're able to cut off this threat from black. Black probably wants to play here at f4. Yeah, black playing at f4 would have been Tinue. But instead they played there, which is fine. Black can still probably win. White wants to bring this right. Nope. Black can smash for the road. Does black smash it, take the road? Black does smash it and take the road. And I believe black won the first game. So that means that Vogopolis has won. Yes, has won all of the Blitz tiebreaker matches, won both games in this match, and moves on to the finals of the 2022 August Beginner TAC Tournament. So that was really exciting, really great matches to watch. A lot of fun to see these two players go at it and compete in this very low time event. That'll do it. That'll melt your brain a little bit if you're playing in these for sure. But that is all for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the description below for all things TAC, especially the TAC Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of resources like strategy guides and people to play with, like right here on playtac.com or asynchronously in the Discord server, or you can even find people on the map to find people near you to play with in person. And lots of other things going on, and be sure to check those out. We've got news in the Discord for all sorts of events and tournaments we run all the time. So check those out, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.